I decided to start my video today looking as natural as possible because I want to show you guys that I can do it. Okay, I can do it. I think I can find the fact. Hey everyone, my name is SihleSobzoff. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, before I even get to on what today's topic is about, obviously as you all know, it's Wednesday with the girls. On today's topic, obviously I've got my notes with me, and are there a lot today? Got quite a lot of notes written down. Basically what I've noticed this week, going around a lot of, and what has actually picked up on my mind is beauty. Everyone seems to be talking about the certain level of beauty, but before we get into that, because I can already see my mind going all of that, getting excited, but before we actually get into that, what I do want to do is I want you guys to please help me grow my channel by, of course, please pressing the subscribe button, which is down low over here. Now what I have noticed is I've noticed a lot of people are watching my videos, but the problem is that you guys are probably forgetting to subscribe. And what I've also noticed is that with my videos, I normally forget to remind you guys to please subscribe. I mean, if you find that you are 10 minutes into the video, then obviously you are loving the video, you are enjoying it. Even if you're 5 minutes into the video, actually you find that you are enjoying the video, so why not just subscribe and obviously see what I have in store for you guys, because this is what I'm here for, to create content that is gonna entertain you guys. So please help me by just subscribing. Help me reach my 100 subscribers, please guys. It is a goal that I want to reach, and obviously I cannot reach it on my own. The best I can do is give you the best content, and the best that you guys can do is help me reach my 100 subscribers. So obviously we both need it. Well, I need you guys and you also probably need me, because obviously you get entertained by the content that I give out to you guys. So please do a good deed today and just hit the subscribe button. It really does help you guys, and you also probably will feel better yourself if someone would ask you in the middle of the night, so what good did you do today? You will say, well, I helped SihleSobz reach her 100 subscribers. And yeah, so please hit the subscribe button, smash it, and also tell a friend, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that hey, SihleSobz has some really good content. Today we're definitely talking about beauty, the standards of beauty, and how it was measured from the beginning, and how are we still measuring it in today's age. Obviously you guys see that I've come to camera today looking as natural as possible. My eyebrows are not done, I have no mascara on, I just have obviously lip therapy, and this is me in my natural state. And I've decided to do that because I've realized that a lot of us are starting to forget or realize how beautiful we are without even using the filters that we always using to beautify ourselves, and without even using that much makeup. And this actually was spinning around in my head a lot lately, and I was like, okay, this can actually be a topic for girls yesterday today, when we talk about beauty. How do we measure beauty? Where does it even come from? Like, when did we start measuring beauty? And what are we doing about it? You know, how does it affect us today and the generation that follows? Because you know that the change only comes with us, and I strongly feel, more than, I don't know if you guys also feel that way, that our next generation is definitely making quite a lot of changes that we were not probably able to make, or are still trying to get around. But hey, that's a topic for another day. So basically today I'm going to try and keep this video very short, because I've noticed that my videos are quite long, and I just do not want to lose the essence of what I'm talking about and really dragging it. And I've noticed that I'm doing it again. Alright, so let's talk about that. For me, beauty is you being able to express yourself in your most authentic way. I do not need anyone to confirm that Sihle, you look beautiful, because I know that I look beautiful. But just because I feel that I look beautiful like this and I'm comfortable with that any day, if you woke me up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, go and shoot a video, I can just wash my face, get myself ready, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm comfortable. But just because I say that I'm comfortable with looking like this doesn't mean that I do not want to sometimes enhance myself. But the problem is sometimes that when we enhance ourselves, we get lost in, and obviously you would get lost in it because makeup is a form of art. So it's you expressing yourself. So sometimes you can get a bit carried away, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But you just need to know that there's a time and there's a place for certain looks. But with that being said, I'm not saying that if you want to snatch your face to the god, that, oh no baby, I'm judging you. No, you do that baby, you do you. But as long as you don't forget the essence of who you are. I decided to start my video today looking as natural as possible because I want to show you guys that I can do it, okay? I can do it. I can come in front of I can come in front of the camera and I can look as natural as possible, and I am afraid, baby. I'm not afraid. All right. So basically today, I was watching a video. No, not a video. I think it's like a documentary, you could say, but it's also kind of like a series type of thing. It's called Makeup: A Glamorous History, of which I feel it really is. Makeup really is a glamorous history because it goes all the way. So what this lady does is she goes all the way back to the 1800s actually, whereby she goes from the, is it called Georgian looks and the Victorian look, and then she goes all the way down. But then obviously in these two seasons, first episode, she's addressed only these two, Georgian look and also Victorian looks, which I feel is actually something that is being brought back into the makeup industry, beauty industry. I actually classify them. I feel like the Georgian look was definitely the way Revlon puts out its look. It's very bold. It's very it's bold. It's in your face.
Now, obviously, it's modern days. Every look has a different way. This is not specifically the only look that you can have with Revlon, but this is just, I feel, when I think of Revlon, I think bold and red, and this captured that.
And then I would then address the Victorian look, which is normally like soft, natural, and just what I normally lean to.
I know exactly what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, okay, you're only showing us white people in these eras. Unfortunately, there were not that many black people in that era that had looks that were being shown, obviously because of slave system and everything. But this is a picture of a woman in the Victorian era who was considered, of course, wealthy, and probably would have been considered wealthy, I would guess. It's such a pity that they don't have pictures of black people, but hopefully this can help, and I'll try and insert also a picture of myself sort of showing how a black woman would look in that Victorian era. Hopefully that'll help. It's quite sad. So the Victorian era was about youthfulness, rosy cheeks and rosy lips, and just being very natural. So this is a picture of a somewhat in between natural way of a Victorian way. I hope you get it. This is obviously the Rimmel London look on a black woman, and sort of also in a way showing the modern way of a Victorian look. And yeah, hope you get what I'm trying to get to.
With Rimmel London, and I was actually very interested in seeing the way makeup comes from and where makeup has actually come to thus far, and I was very interested in that. So anyway, if you go and watch that series / documentary, you'll find it especially if you're into makeup, you'll find it very interesting for you. I found it very interesting for myself, and I was like, I actually wanted to speak about this because it's something that's also ties into the topic that I'll be talking about today. So There's also another look that they haven't mentioned in that docu-series, which is the rock glam look, the more editorial look, the more, you know, bold, just what's another word for it? I forgot what the word is. It's abstract, yeah, abstract makeup. And I really feel Essence captures that kind of makeup. I do for myself lean towards the more of the Rimmel London look, which is natural, soft glam beauty. And also when I feel I'm in my artistic form, I do definitely lean between the Revlon, which is the more bold and more, and obviously the Essence, which is more abstract kind of makeup. And I do feel myself, I do sometimes lie into those two, but I'm definitely forever every day in the soft Victorian looks. So anyway, it was a very interesting journey that they took us on, where you actually see the different looks and how every year or every decade or century had its own way of poisonous form of makeup. Obviously in the Georgian way, they found out that there was a specific thing that was used on your face. It was like a powder that they used that had lead, and it was very deadly, and would lead to people being able to have kids or not. Like, there's a lot of things that was found out about that type of makeup that ended up people not using it anymore. And then in the Victorian era, which was, I found very weird, that the natural look, it all came from, I know this is gonna sound so weird, but it all came from the first stages of how a person looks when they have TB, which I was like, y'all, you know, the beauty industry is very toxic. It's like, how do you come up with a look based on someone that's dying? But anyway, it's not only based on that, it also is based on the fact that obviously during the George, I don't know how to say that name, but I'll have it written down here somewhere. It was based on the fact that people were dying, and it was just unhealthy, and it just brought a very negative way on look on makeup basically. So they ended that, and then they obviously, as time went by, they wanted a much more natural way of looking, and much more you know how a virgin looks. She looks youthful, she looks very she just looks yummy. So that look of the Victorian look came from that. So with the TB thing, apparently when you had TB, obviously I would guess with the fever, and also with the sweating and blowing your nose and all of that, probably just looked a bit more paler, and you also would have that red nose, and you know, that sickly look, which people thought it looked cute then. So they found ways on how to look beautiful and still look natural. And that is that area. Coming back to today, I'm gonna go and get changed and look ready to continue with this. All right, so I went back and put on a bit of makeup, just because I wanted to show you guys a way to kind of look natural but also still have makeup on. I've noticed a lot that makeup became a very huge part of our generation or a decade, when I mean, it was something that was going on for quite a while. Makeup was there, but I think it came back and was more emphasized. We were more into like the natural looks back then, but it was not really as emphasized as when Instagram came into place, and Snapchat. And if I what really comes to mind is when the Kardashians started, makeup was really then emphasized a bit more. They really put it back in. That's the time that I can think of where makeup really came back again. I noticed that a lot of things started changing. People were now interested in how their face structure looked. People were more interested in how their brows looked. Like, is it too big? Is it nice and thin? Like, everything was just a bit more eccentric. Is that the word? I think that's the word. So everyone wanted to look that way. So a lot of things were introduced, like highlighters that we didn't even know about, concealing, contour. Contour was something that was looked into, and just a lot of things generally were looked into. Quite a lot of things were now taken a bit more into consideration, and it became something that everyone started concentrating into. People were worried about how their skin looked. They were now interested in getting the right foundation for their skin tone. They were interested in getting the perfect lip shade for their lips, and obviously then we moved on to eyeshadow. It became such a huge thing. There was cut crease, there was half crease, there was a lot of looks that were going on, and I can now take this back from early 2008 all the way up to 2018, when the hype of makeup really was. 2016, 2017, 18, 16, 17, 18 was the hype of makeup. Everyone was just trying looks. It was so exciting. There was like bold looks, there was like eyeshadow, there was like glitter, there was just so many looks that people were trying, and it was really an exciting time for you to try out makeup during those years. And people were learning how to do their brows. People were now shaping their brows. People were now really getting into the gist of understanding makeup, and people were learning to become makeup artists, and there were actually self-taught makeup artists because of YouTube. People would just go into YouTube and they would find other people that are teaching themselves on how to do makeup, and then essentially you would also now become a makeup artist because you've learned it, you've perfected it, and people have actually noticed you. They want you to do their makeup, and you can make money off of it. So it became something that was just really interesting. But obviously, with every decade, I can say, there is going to be a negative that is going to be attached to beauty. So we noticed that Instagram now started introducing filters. Instagram started portraying a certain way of beauty. We didn't see people now have acne. We didn't see people have now hyperpigmentation. We didn't see people have dark lips. We didn't see people have dark under eye circles. We didn't see many of that. We just saw everyone that looked perfect. Like their skin was touched up. They looked matte. They looked soft. Everything was just edited, and everyone wanted to look edited, you know. And that's where people started then, that's where makeup then started having a bad name, you know. As someone that really loves makeup and really follows through makeup from where it began and how it began and why it began and the hype and the excitement behind it, I really get sad that it can be dragged to such and have so many bad things attached to it, because at the end of the day, makeup shouldn't take away from you. It should really add more to you, you know. That is why my brand, which is Simi Beauty, when I do your makeup, I never take away from you. I'm always going to focus on what your face structure is and what makes you beautiful, you know. And I'm just going to work on that. And I really believe in makeup should actually make you look better. It shouldn't make you look like you did before. It should just make you look better. Not prettier, not whatever, but just look better. You know, a better version of yourself. So obviously Instagram came through with these filters and with all of these other things, and people are now starting to look at the makeup industry as, oh no guys, like, are we forgetting who we are? You contouring too much, and you making your nose a bit more thin. Instagram started introducing these these other apps were now like Facetune, whatever. There were all of these things that are coming in. What I want people to also remember with Instagram and with Facebook, because people like to compare the two. and Snapchat. I'm gonna put in Snapchat in there because it's sort of a way. It also does play a huge role in this topic. What people need to understand is that how I believe Instagram is for, it's a platform where you showcase your art, where you can paint or make your page as it's like an album, you know. You only want to put the best memories of you and what you do. So it's basically you flipping through someone's album. And Facebook, it's normally where people come through together and they just hang, and there's not really time for you to edit a picture. There's some people do. You're gonna post on Instagram, you on Facebook, you're just capturing certain moments and you having chats with your friends, and you're just building a community where people, obviously all of these things have communities, but Facebook, I just feel it's where you just with your friends, you're talking about certain things that are affecting you. It's a bit more serious, it's a bit more like, really, to be honest with you, I feel like on Facebook you really get to see who the person really is. I don't know, that's just how I feel. That's my opinion, don't come for me, it's my opinion. And I feel like on Instagram you get to see the artistic form or side of a person. People are playing with makeup, people are playing with reels, people are playing with putting pictures together and creating sort of like a collage or an artist. It's just artistic in Japan. Instagram. And then you have your stories whereby you're just capturing different moments in your life, which is also another part of an artistic way, because you're creating videos and you're just capturing moments. It's the same as when you're taking a video of a birthday party, or you're taking a video of a wedding, or you're taking a video of a graduation. You're not gonna be focusing on the child who smashed the cake and ruined Sbaba's birthday. You're not gonna be focusing on Uncle's Banbanu that was drunk at the wedding and totally ruined the wedding. You're not going to be focusing on the negative parts. You're going to be focusing on the nice parts that you're enjoying with your life. But then there's a thin line between you capturing good, happy moments and you showing a life that is going to make someone else envious. Now, I'm not saying that people that post on Instagram are posting things to make other people envious. No. Because maybe, hey, Umihlali lives a totally different life to what I live. Umihlali is able to wake up in the morning and go and have breakfast wherever she feels she wants to go and have breakfast at. And I'm not going to blame her for doing that, because she's able to do that and that's really her life. Me, on the other hand, I'm able to wake up and make myself some oats and sprinkle some bananas on it and say, hey, I did that. But now the problem is there are people, society, that is going to come in and say, oh, look at Mihlali, she's living her best life. Or come in and say, look at Sihle, she's so broke, she's eating oats at home. Do you see the split between society? Or flip it around. There's someone who's going to come and say, why is Mihlali always posting her eating at this restaurant and da-da-da and da-da-da and da-da-da? She's living such a fake life. She probably has a placer. That is very dangerous, because you don't know what is happening in her life. You do not know how hard she... But I feel like you should actually... Well, people are always going to say negative things. That girl is making her money every day. She's out there. She's working every... So algorithm city recently, which means that she's really working for her money. So if she can do it, let her do it. If she deserves to go and eat at any fancy restaurant in the morning. And then you're going to come back and say, oh guys, Usihle is really living her best life. And there's going to be a select few, actually, a very select few. Society is so delusional. That's going to say, Usihle, guys, she's being so authentic. She's really showing herself eating porridge in the morning, and she's really sticking through, I always have a hard time saying that word, to who she is. And some people are going to celebrate that. So it's the same with beauty. Someone is going to come in and say, Usihle is looking natural. Why is she looking that way? Girl, ooh, you don't look that cute without any makeup. Or they're gonna see me with makeup on and they're gonna say, why do you look so fake? why are you looking so made up? You don't like yourself and you don't have makeup, which is a bit weird because it's my life is having to do makeup every day because I'm a makeup artist and that's how I sell my business. And obviously I'm a content creator. I want to create content. That's what basically being a content creator is, that you want to create content. You want to do things that express your creative side. So going back to the topic, it's really hard to see how people have really put such a negative spin on makeup, because it's really something that is there to really to play on the artistic side, and it's also really something that you should put on to make yourself feel better. Like you put on perfume, and you put on perfume, you immediately feel good because you don't you smell good, and when you smell good you just feel good, and when you look good you also look, feel good. But what I hate is that every time that I've looked into this makeup and beauty industry, there's always a negativity attached to it. For example, back then in the day, it became so taboo that people, the men, influenced women into thinking that when you put on makeup, you are the most disgusting thing ever, and therefore you deemed a prostitute, or you deemed someone that is easy. And much as people wanted to look pretty, they were not allowed to put makeup on. And men I hate Legend. I really hate Legend because they really do play such a huge impact in women having being so self-conscious. How can you say that you don't want to marry someone that is ugly, and still say, I'm not saying that makeup makes you look pretty, and still say that you don't want to marry someone that puts on makeup, but still you want that person to not have any flaws, you want that person to not have any dark under eye circles, you want that person to not da 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 da. But then when a person comes through and has a bit of makeup on, and a person comes through that has no makeup on, and you can see some of her flaws, you're like, oh no, I take her, I love her, she's so pretty. And then what you don't know is she actually has makeup on. So the standard of beauty is so thin. It's so fake, dare I say, and it's so based on one side, which I feel beauty, it comes in so many forms. It depends on you, how you look at it. So that's just that. So anyway, to wrap this up, for me, beauty is you being able to feel good in your skin. That's where it starts. If you feel like, if you have a natural face on and you just do your brows and put on mascara and put on lip gloss and you're done, you look good, baby, that is you. Good for you, honey. Yes. But also, if you feel you want to put on layers of makeup, you want to put on foundation, you want to conceal yourself, you want to highlight yourself, you want to contour yourself, you want to put on lipstick, you want to put on lashes, you want to put on, girl, do you. If that makes you feel comfortable and that makes you feel good, do you, boo. And if you feel that you want to wake up, put on Vaseline, tie your hair back, and you're good to go, and then baby, good for you too. I'm not gonna say that this and this and this is like, oh no, because she put on Vaseline on and she went out to see the world, she's the authentic one out of all these three categories that I've just mentioned. No. Beauty has so many versions and you cannot contain it to one box. And the more people try to contain it into one box, I just feel like it's just so unnecessary. But as much as I say that beauty has so many versions, we also need to be careful as a community to drive it to an extreme, which is whereby we overuse filters, which is whereby we over edit ourselves, whereby we are unable to wake up and not put on makeup on because that's how you feel. that's when you become alive. Just be careful of those things, because as much as makeup is such a fun way to express yourself, it can also be a toxic way to express yourself. So you never want to forget who you are. You always want to be in line and in tune with who you are and what you represent and what you're about. Let's be comfortable with however we look, and let's, you know what, if the guy comes to you and tells you, man, a baby girl, I like a natural girl, that man does not know what he wants, because natural these days, it's really like, don't listen to what the men say. Do you, be you, baby. I am so happy about today's conversation that we had. So if you enjoyed today's topic and you're really happy about today's Wednesday with the girls, please do show me your support by also liking the video, and also please subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys next week Wednesday, when I have something a bit more interesting again to speak about, because obviously every week we're tackling different issues. And you know what, if you feel like tomorrow waking up and taking that camera and putting it in your face without any filter, be confident to do that. Don't be afraid to let the world see who you really are, because the world is gonna talk. Whether you look good or bad, they're gonna say something. As long as you look good at the end of the day, it's all about you, mama. I absolutely love you guys, and I thank you guys for actually keeping on supporting me on Instagram and also on YouTube. But please support me more by just pressing that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll definitely see you guys next week.